What's up, guys? It is Sam, and I just finished the books for May of 2020, and I finished the month of May with $683.68. So I'm going to get into the details of that. Also, get into running ads to get that as well, to show you exactly what I'm doing and the thought process I'm going behind to start to ramp things up. So with that being said, if this is your first time here, what's good? My name is Sam, and for those of you who are returning, it's good to freaking see you. Okay, so over here we have the total earnings for this year, starting in January, which is $1,650. So that comes out to be around $310 a month. So not enough to live off of. However, in the previous 6 months of 2019, I think I was averaging about $122 or $125 per month for the 6 months of July through December of 2019. So a more than threefold increase. And if we look at this here, we had over 130% increase month over month, 138% increase from last month to this month. And that's what I really wanted to dive more into. So some of the things that I've done to get there, right? But then also I wanted to dive into the ads that I'm spending or that I'm utilizing to drive traffic to these links as well for the affiliate income and other things that are included in it that I'm going to actually have to take out to run the numbers properly for the ads. So in the month of April, what was going on mentally for me was that I was running another business, and I basically had two other businesses that I had going at the same time, not including business I own in Florida or two other businesses that I own in Florida. So those other businesses in Florida, I spend very, very minimal amount of time, but I don't also make money from one of those businesses, and the other one I do make an income from, but I spend very little time on that business. So those numbers are not included in here. And in the month of April, I decided to shut down the two ones that I was doing locally here. So the real estate wholesaling, I cut that out and just shut everything down, had the website up and started to do marketing and stuff. I completely shut that down. And then the flipping, which in the month of March, I think I made around $3,500 flipping, just getting free shit and flipping it. I flipped a car as well, made $3,500. But I don't want to do that because I want to spend all of my time in terms of growing my online income, because that's what gives me the freedom to live how I want to live. Where being able to flip things here is cool. Like, I know how to do that now. I'm glad I did it, but I don't want to do that. I want to live a completely geographically free way of living where I don't have to be tied to any one specific spot, and I can travel the globe wherever I want to be and make income. So I stopped both of those businesses completely and focused on this. So I started tracking the numbers for this, right? So this is the third business that I had, the online stuff. So my time wasn't put anywhere, and I wasn't getting a ton of results. As you can see here, the first 4 months of the year through April, like, I wasn't really doing much in this. It went from 140 to basically just under 300, which is good. It's growth, but the amount of time that I actually spent on this was very trivial. I didn't spend much time at all or focus any type of effort on getting this to increase because I was doing these other things. And the more that I focused on getting what I want, which is completely geographically free way of living and not being tied to anywhere, and I focused on that. And then I made progress here because this is what was going to be the fastest route to get there for me. This is what I chose. And that was on, I think, the 26th of June. Of April. So on April 26th is when I made the decision. I started tracking on the 27th of April. And as you can see, that actually put me in a positive to not be down or basically the same as because I could have I probably would have been down a little bit more if I had waited till May 1st, because I did have a couple sales come in. So what that just that tiny bit of focus gave me the best month of the year. And then every day in the month of June, in the month of May, apologize, I took time every single day for 31 days straight to make a step forward, to take one step forward. And most of the time it would be many different types of steps forwards, but to continue to move that forward. So growing the amount of exposure I have online through social media and experimenting on different ways to grow on different platforms to tell my story. And through that process, I also learn better at how to articulate my story and tell a story. A story is almost like going to the gym or building a business. It takes effort in terms of learning and growing and learning and growing and understanding how to do that, to tell a story. So I'm getting better at finding my voice through this process of focusing on it every single day. And today is June 1st, by the way. And I was able to get 138% improvement. My objective was to break 500. That is what I wrote down in my journal in the end of April, to break 500 for the month. And then I wrote it down multiple other times throughout the month, but I do journal every single day. So now I'm going to continue doing these updates too. So make sure you press that subscribe button and follow along with this journey. And I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. If this type of lifestyle is interesting to you, you can watch from the beginning. And as I grow it, you can start to do and implement some of these things if it is interesting to you. So now in the month of June, really quickly, to just put it out there, is my objective is to hit $2,000. However, in the month of June, I'm going to add back the business. I have an Airbnb. I'm going to add back that income. So I don't have it in this number, but it was about $300. So it'll basically be about 1,000 here. And I didn't think that my original goal for June at the end of April was go to 500, then go to 1,000. But I wasn't including the Airbnb income. So now I'm thinking like, well, I should include that. It is fucking income. So I would include the income that would put me at 1,000, which my goal was 1,000 for the month of June. So I needed to increase that. So I actually increased that from 1,000 to 2,000 and doubling. So I'm going to see if I can get to 2,000. Now my break even, my burn rate is about $2,500. So that's my rent. I own a Tesla. That's insurance. That's food. That's electric. That's internet. It's a gym membership. That's charging the Tesla. And I believe that's all of the expenses in there. And it's just under 20. It's actually 24 or 23 and change. And then I added another $100 in for miscellaneous stuff as well. So about $125 of miscellaneous stuff that I might do, or my girlfriend might go out to dinner and stuff. So that's what the budget is. My burn rate is 2,500. So even getting to 2,000 this month is still not going to give me enough to live off of. I still have to cross over another $500. And when you think about it, I actually have to cross over higher than another $500 over the month of June if I get to 2,000 in June, because taxes. So once you factor in taxes, then it's more like 3,100 that I'm going to have to hit in terms of the income level in order to be able to have that money. And that is, in that delta is where I'm going to walk you through the process of how I actually go about not having to pay any taxes on that legally, using the current structure of how the IRS rules work. And if they change, like, I'll let you know as I learn them, but this is not fucking tax advice at all. Okay, so now this is the breakdown of the money that I've made, right? I made $683.68, right? That's how much I made in, yeah, okay. So that's how much I made. But I wanted to take out the YouTube earnings because I just want to look at the affiliate income. And a lot of it is related to these supplementation type products. You can check out my Instagram if you're interested. There's a link down below. I wanted to look at those because that's where I'm trying to drive traffic to understand what is happening, right? To see, this is something I can measure in terms of my income and make sure that this is increasing. And I can run ads and also see if this is increasing. But I also track the other metric that we're going to get into, why this is a little bit cloudy, the data here. But I want to take out YouTube earnings. because that is not, I'm not including that as part of the sale, although technically I guess I could because it is part of branding, building awareness on YouTube. People are going to trust me, so in a way it is part of the profit on it, I guess you could think of it, but I just chose to be conservative and subtract out the YouTube earnings. So we've got like $15 of YouTube earnings, which is very trivial, right? It's $17 of YouTube earnings, which actually it's a little bit less than that because there's I think 4 extra days in there, so I think it's about $15 actually, because I have included the end of April in that number. My mistake. And then we subtract another $16 for a SARM book that I don't have the ability to track the total number of clicks unless I changed up the way I did that. I might do a follow-up video on this one. And then Amazon earnings, I haven't had any of those. Amazon's program for affiliate income is not super great, and I only have some links out there, and I don't want to even take my time to like go through and remove the links or do anything with them, because Amazon's program for affiliate income is just such a tiny little bit. I think I made like $1 this year from them. And then coaching. So this should actually be $20 here. And so let's just take out that because this should be $20 here. Okay, so the total amount of income, I don't know why it's not showing. So I did a messaging, basically a text messaging call, but it's coaching. So chat with somebody for 15 minutes, an hour or something, just over text messages, responding here and there, and that was $20. So the remainder of this, and we're not going to include that in the ad spend in terms of the effect it could have, but the remainder is what is left over, and we divide that by the total number of sales. So the total number of sales I had across all of them, which I track on a separate spreadsheet, is 52. So I had 52 sales that made me about $630. So how much is that on average per sale? Well, it's $12.12, if you were thinking that. And how many clicks does it take to get a sale on average when you've had 52 sales? So I also track the number of clicks that come through on each one of these websites that I can track, right? So for that, and this number's marginally off because one of them I can't track. I can only track usages of it. And so what I ended up doing is taking it was the average up until I added those sales in. So there was 13 additional sales. So instead of, before I added in the sales that I couldn't track in terms of the total clicks on this one affiliate, I saw that the average was 54, so I just kept the average at 54 and added in the 13 additional sales, assuming that the 13 additional was probably close to 54, which is the average of all the other ones, because it's also the biggest affiliate out of them all. So I think that it's probably going to be more representative of what the average is. So that's why I left it at that. And that gave me a total number of clicks of 2,827 clicks. So that means on Linktree, which is on the Instagram, if you want to check it out, Linktree, how many people have gone through that to find an affiliate, or have gone through my blog or the YouTube channel, or going through in Twitter and looked and gotten to one of these affiliates that I can track the data minus that adjustment I had to make. And if you take that number divided by the total number of sales, that gives us the average clicks for a sale. So that means I need 54 clicks before I get a sale. So this is very, very like super dry, probably to some people, but super fascinating to me. So this is what you need to know to like try to understand if you're going to make money. So if this is boring to you, then don't recognize that you don't want to put in the work to understand how to make money in this way. Right or wrong, I don't give a fuck, but just recognizing that within yourself. So the total number is 54. Now this up here is actually the ad cost per click. So I'm getting a click for 4 cents. I'm paying Facebook. I'm going to show you this. If you look right here, 4 cents per click, right? I've only spent about $5. So 4 cents per click means that I've got $2.17 cost, right? Which that means that what is that? So this 217. Well, what that is the average number of sales times the average cost per click. So you take those two together, and that gives me my average cost per sale. I have to pay for 54 clicks to get one sale. So I pay 4 cents, 4 cents, 4 cents, 4 cents, 4 cents, 4 cents, 54 times, and then I get a sale on average. And that comes to be a total cost of $2.17. Now my average commission on 52 sales is $12.12. That means I'm profiting about 10 bucks every sale. So the month of June, I'm going to ramp this shit up, right? I spent $5. I'm going to continue to ramp this up a little bit at a time. Today's Monday, June 1st, so I didn't ramp it up tonight, but after I finish up this, I will ramp this up and continue to drive traffic. But remember, this you're like, oh, that's dope. You can just ramp this up and be super profitable, potentially, but we'll see. That's why I said subscribe and press that bell notification so you can find out, too, what is working and learn for yourself. Now, the thing about this is that there's a couple assumptions in here that are driving this. And when you think about it, you're like, $5 bought me $630 worth of sales, but that's an incorrect way to think about it, because what it did was, if we pull up a calculator here, let's go over here. We're going to go back to the Facebook page. We got right here, we got 127 clicks, right? So if we have 127 clicks, let's put that up here, 127 paid Facebook, Facebook 4 clicks. Now this is, let's go over here. How many sales do we get that? So we're going to take 127 divided by the average number of clicks per sale, right? So we paid for roughly 2 1/3 sales to Facebook for $5. Assuming that all these assumptions and details that I went over with you guys is correct. So we're going to continue to test this hypothesis as we move through the month of June and ramp this up to achieve more than $2,000 in the month of June, along with, remember, so that's only 2 sales that I paid for from Facebook. So it's not a huge data set. So I want to get that up to like 50 or something, right? But also all the other stuff that I'm doing on a daily basis to grow my awareness and my ability to storytell on other platforms like Instagram, like TikTok. I have multiple accounts on TikTok. I have one that's just approaching 40,000 followers and several million views over the last couple days. I have 3 or so YouTube channels. I have the Twitter and using all of and a blog and using and LinkedIn, and then a Facebook page or multiple Facebook pages and a Facebook group. I'm using all of these things collectively to drive more traffic, right? So of that, those 52 total sales, roughly 50, 49.6 of those sales came from me just using social media that I didn't pay for, right? So we're going to see if we can shift that a little bit more to scale it up, because what I'm doing is going to continue to grow, right? Like I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing on all those things that I just mentioned to grow, learn, so that I can have a better amount of exposure on each one of those and attention on each one of those platforms. But I can also pay Facebook to do that much more quickly to acquire sales. So say if in June I could double the total number of sales myself, assuming that, right, because every day I'm going to be doing stuff. If I could double these numbers for me, then that's only 1,200, and that's a doubling. That's like every single day I'm doing stuff on these platforms to publish content, to get more awareness, to figure out how to grow faster, to test new things, right? Every day, 7 days a week for the rest of I'm probably just going to continue this, putting out content online. I don't see why I would stop doing this. This is an enjoyable thing for me to do. But I would much rather do this than sit in an office and work. And I've had multiple jobs across the country. And this to me is just way more of a calling for like how I want to fucking live my life. And if you guys want to follow along with this journey, make sure you press that subscribe button and that little bell notification. And then if you're feeling super generous because you actually enjoyed this content, press that thumbs up button. It really does help out the channel, and I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions about any of the other shit I'm doing, I'm happy to help out, and I'm not trying to sell you anything. Reach out to me on Instagram, hit me up on the DM. In the morning when I do my cardio, I block off time on my cardio, generally somewhere between a half hour to an hour when I'm out doing cardio, and I respond to all the messages. So if you have questions, if you need help with something, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to help out. Appreciate you guys. Peace the fuck out.